Canada. In Canada Field, the undefeated Vancouver Legion, the last unbeaten team in the SFL, takes on the 1-3 but ever so dangerous Seattle Tyrants. Along with Rochelle Colston, Tom Rahman, and Stephen Mullinex, I'm Cameron Irvine. Welcome to Canada, Stephen.
Yeah, chilly Canada, and probably going to be a very cold reception here for the Seattle Tyrants. We're talking about two teams that are heading in total opposite directions. Vancouver, as you mentioned, the only undefeated team so far here in the SFL at 4-0, while the Seattle Tyrants, who posted a record of 10-2, now have more losses in this young season than they did all of last season at 1-3. We're going to try to get off the snide here in Vancouver.
Zach Sandlin and Pseudo Nakai, two of the league's top running backs, will be dueling tonight, and that's one of many matchups we'll be talking about all night long. Seattle in the road light silvers or grays or whites. However your eyes adjust to your screen, Seattle wins the toss. They will defer to the second half. Stephen, what is your key to the game?
Well, as you mentioned, a one-dimensional, really, offense by Seattle. They like to run the football, number 2 in the SFL in rushing yards. The only problem is Vancouver is number 1, and they have a better, more balanced offense. So can Seattle's passing offense finally come to play here tonight and bring a little something here to Canada?
Whistle Jones has the ball on the tee and a hand in the air. Seattle kick it. We're underway. This is Mark Lopez on the return from the 8-yard line. Vancouver in the black helmets, black pants, and blue jerseys tonight. And out comes Tom Pepper, 79-105 this season, 1,057 yards, completing 75% of his passes. Stephen, with 11 touchdowns, he's off to a roaring start.
Yeah, number 1 in the SFL quarterback rating, number 1 in yards per pass. And Cam, an interesting statistic, second least passing attempts in the league. So they don't use him often. They use a balance between him and Nakai.
1st and 10 at the 27. Pepper starts out of the shotgun, and he will throw. Fires it outside. Nearly picked off, but Brett Killian with the catch. He picks up 4, and that brings us to the Vancouver offense, led by Pepper in his 6th season, along with Pseudo Nakai, usually my broadcast partner, but he's a little busy tonight. Brett Killian, number 12. Pete McDaniel Jr., number 80. Rich Pratchett, number 86, the wide receivers. The tight end is Craig Hearn, number 88, and keep an eye on those Caudells. Tackles 75 and 76, father and son duo on the line. 3 in the backfield, 2nd down and 6. Pepper will throw out to Nakai. Nakai's got blockers. Nakai is near a first down and got the first down. Tackle made by E.K. Vincent. First down for the Legion.
We'll give credit for that little screenplay working out there to Ryan Cadell, the tackle, number 75, got out in front, made a terrific block, and to allow for that first down.
1st and 10 with split backs for Tom Pepper. Nickel look for the Seattle defense. The handoff goes to Nakai, and Nakai picks up 1. Let's meet the Seattle defense, led by E.K. Vincent, who made the tackle 2 plays ago. On the line, Jukin Rukin, number 60. Ghibli Doo, number 95, and Denzel Maverick, number 97. Inside linebacker, number 99, Slyn Shady. The corners, 24, Ray Zor, and 39, Iverson Gamble. The safeties, Pete Mitchell and Mahmoud Islani, 20 and 29 respectively. And at strong safeties, Kane Vasquez, number 43. 2nd and 9 to the 38. Handoff goes to Nakai, and Nakai is blasted in the backfield. A 3-yard loss. Denzel Maverick with the TFL to bring up 3rd and 12.
Well, Seattle's been waiting to see that from Maverick, the top gun of this defensive line. This D-line has struggled so far in this early season, only recording a single sack among the 4 of them. That's not going to get it done here in the league.
Empty backfield, 5 wide against the dime. Some press coverage on the line. Seattle brings 4. Pepper's going long, wide open. Pass caught by Killian. 20-10 touchdown Vancouver here early as they try to improve to 5-0.
Well, Killian lives up to his name. If you let him, he will kill you, and absolutely killed this secondary. Look at the speed and the separation he's able to get, and Seattle just nowhere to be found in the backfield. Cam, the reason why they come into this game 1-3 is because they allow plays like that.
Killian making the play. It is his 7th receiving touchdown of the season, and he's now over 500 yards through 4 weeks and 2 minutes and 11 seconds, and on to kick the extra point will be Raymond Rakowski. So Vancouver starts off with a bang after it looked like Seattle had sort of kind of put him in a corner a little bit, and Pepper responds, and the extra point is up and good from Rakowski. It's 7-0 Legion on top of Seattle. And Stephen, not a lot of Pseudo Nakai on that opening drive, but effective enough to help put Pepper in a position.
Well, certainly Vancouver did their research and their study. They understand coming in this game, the defense in Seattle, number 1 against the run, but last in the league against the pass.
Tyrants on the return. This is Nick Castle from the 6-yard line. Castle fumbles the ball. It's on the deck, and Vancouver's got it. And this is the worst possible start for Seattle here on the road. Parker Peters recovers the fumble.
Well, if you're Seattle, absolutely disastrous here. You come into Vancouver, the hottest team in the league. You've got to make a statement. This is not the statement you wanted to make. This is a shaky start for Vancouver. For Seattle.
Fumble forced by Stanley Hudson, defensive tackle, 6'3", 310 on special teams, and Pepper is set up in Seattle field scoring position at the 24-yard line. With 2 in the backfield and Killian to the bottom of the screen. They'll hand it off to Nakai. He takes a block from the fullback, running right, breaks a tackle, 20. Pseudo Nakai turns on the Jets at the end of the play and gets it out of the 14-yard line. A 10-yard pickup tackle at the end made by Mahmoud Ajlani.
Well, if you're defensive coordinator, there's not much you can really do. You try to get your playmakers out there to make a play on Nakai, and Nakai, the little bowling ball, just rolled over some of the best defenders here in the league in Slim Shady and Kane Vasquez.
The Legion, the number 1 scoring offense in the league by over 12 points. Jacksonville was number 2. They only scored 13 earlier today. 43 points a game, 161 yards on the ground. That's also first in the league. First and 10 of the 14. This is Pepper. Finds Killian as Killian flies out of bounds for a 5-yard pickup to the 10. And it's worth noting, Stephen, for SFL historians out there, me and you called a lot of games together back in the day, and happy to have you back.
Thank you. Yeah, it's like a pair of old shoes. You just slip me back on, and we go out for a walk here.
So comfy. 2nd and 5 at the 10-yard line. 8:02 to go in the first. Vancouver, a rockin' start here at Raucous Canada Field, but Slim Shady makes that stop. Only a 1-yard gain, and will set up another 3rd down. The last time it was 3rd down, Killian burned the Tyrants defense in a long field.
Well, this would be a moral win here for Seattle if they're able to limit Vancouver, who has been an absolute buzzsaw offensively in this league, able to limit them to a field goal try here, critical 3rd down.
Killian's already got 3 receptions for 73 yards. Pepper will throw. Pepper goes behind the line of scrimmage to Nakai. He fumbles the ball back at the 16. That's an 8-yard loss, and that'll count, Stephen, as a run as the pass behind Nakai.
Well, that play looked all kinds of messed up, and Vancouver's challenging here.
And I don't know why Coach Hamilton would want – who cares? It would be 4th down anyway. That's kind of a bizarre early stand here. And we're going to get a great look at this. That's a backwards pass.
Mm-hmm. That's a lateral, but that's right. But why waste the challenge here?
I don't know. And Coach Combs going to win it. And Vancouver will end up 1 timeout less in their pocket. I think you know what that is, Stephen? That's house money. Everything's been going so well for Vancouver in the first 4 weeks. It feels like they can't do anything wrong. And
maybe gives their kicker a couple extra yards. I don't know.
Yeah, 33-yard attempt here for Rakowski. And that field goal is up and through. So 10-0. Vancouver very early jumps out to the advantage over the Tyrants, and the Tyrants just have to take a breath.
Yeah, they really do. You're absolutely right. You know, they really just need to recompress and get everything back together. We have yet to see their offense hit the field, and they're already down 10. So they've got their work cut out for them.
Chat shoutouts: John Trusman, Syndicate, Coach Craven, Doug Day, Direct 900, Nick Castle, Tulsa Desperados in the chat, D Harrell 56, and many more. And if you'd like to join the chat tonight, twitch.tv/FTFnext to get involved and chat with league coaches, players, owners, scouts, fans, etc. Castle doesn't fumble that one, gets it out to the 23-yard line, and finally we'll get a chance to see Jacques Luyendula, who, well, it's not often that you come out on your first offensive series and you're already down 2 scores.
Yeah, and you know, how does that change the mentality of this offense? You know, typically they like to run the ball, but down 10, can you afford to do that? Probably can this early.
Luyendula with the ever-dangerous Zach Sandlin in the backfield. He gets the carry, and then Doug Day puts him down right away. This Seattle offense, led by Luyendula in his 5th season, has really found a home with this franchise. Zach Sandlin in the backfield, along with the cast of 3 star-studded receivers. Number 83, Mason Kirby, the playoff hero. Number 86, junior senior, the 3rd, Nick Castle. Number 89, Tristan Carr is the tight end to watch out for. Number 84, and of course, Whistle Jones at kicker. 2nd and 10 at the 23. Luyendula will pass for the first time tonight, and he nearly threw an interception as the defense was flying at him. Doug Day there once again on the play. Day, one of 2 linebackers that make up the Bash brothers, along with Brian Craven in that front 7.
Yeah, Luyendula has been struggling this season, only completing 55% of his passes, 4 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. But this is a guy who's been a league leader in the past. You know that he has it in him. You know that at some point that spark is going to happen.
3rd down and 10. Luyendula got to get something going deep down the field. He does, through 2 defenders. Mason Kirby past midfield to the Vancouver 40-yard line. How did Kirby make that catch? What a pickup. A gain of, let's see, that would be 37 yards.
Well, they call Kirby the GOAT, and this is the reason why. He just makes amazing plays there, snatching the ball out of the air in front of 2 Vancouver defenders. Look, Cam, this is pretty good. This guy's pretty good as a receiver, someone who actually started his SFL career as a quarterback for Dallas.
6:22 to go. That is a fun fact for everybody out there tracking Mason Kirby's career, and it just goes to show you can do just about anything in the SFL. 1st and 10 at the Vancouver 40-yard line. Seattle can take a breath. Luyendula straight back, fires it out to Kirby. Caught. Kirby for a 12-yard gain. Tackled by Doug Day at the end of the play. But Mason Kirby, just like he did in the playoffs, man, he's showing up when they need him.
Yeah, and Luyendula, you can start to feel that momentum, and he's getting into a rhythm, Cam, and this bodes well here for Seattle early.
3 receivers, 2 off the left side for Seattle. Short side left, bottom of the screen. Luyendula changes the play. 3 down lineman for Vancouver. Hand off to Sandlin up the middle. Sandlin is speared right at the line of scrimmage. And we talked about it earlier in the broadcast. 0 rushing touchdowns allowed by Vancouver. Ashley Rose Finch on the tackle.
And part of the reason is because of this really great linebacker core. Brian Craven, Doug Day, Devin King. These 3 are just monsters back there. And they are zeroing in on Sandlin right now.
Devin King signed in week 3. Hand off to Sandlin. Sandlin having a tough time getting going. Mark Lopez there to make the initial stop. He picks up 5. This Legion defense, led by Lopez in the secondary, and also as a kick returner in his 4th season. On the line, Kevin Brackett, number 55, Lee Adama, number 91. The 2 players to watch, Brian Craven and Doug Day, those Bash brothers at linebacker. Kyler Murray and Dean Maddox on the outside corners. Ashley Rose Finch and Lincoln Kingseed Sr. are your safeties. That pass is incomplete as Seattle was looking for Jeffrey Smelzer, and he cannot make the catch on a little curl.
Yeah, Ashley Rose Finch able to get in front of that ball and really watch her knock it down here. Wow, just
nice.
the speed for that to get that pass deflection. Perfect.
Good eye there. I didn't think Finch got there in time, but that was actually Finch that knocked that away. So another solid play by the Legion secondary will stall this Seattle drive, and we're looking for our third score in 3 possessions. This is a 40-yard field goal for Whistle Jones. They'll wait on the snap, high snap, but the hold is good, and Jones' field goal is through from 40 yards. Took it a little bit while to get there, but Seattle has cut this back to a 1-score game. Well, Tom Pepper and the rest of the Legion offense back out on the field. When we come back, you're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Stay right here. .439 to go in the first quarter. The undefeated Vancouver Legion, one of 20 teams in the league, but the only unbeaten through 4 weeks, as Whistle Jones kicks it away. Seattle looking for a big upset and to turn their season around tonight. A win here would do just that. About 43 degrees and had some rain a little bit earlier, Stephen, but it's sort of tapered off and turned into a nice night.
Yeah, beautiful football weather, the kind of weather that you might need a blanket there in the stands just to try to keep you warm a little bit, but it's nice and clear, and the conditions are perfect for a little pigskin.
Nakai is alone in the backfield, trips to the right for Vancouver. Pepper will take a deep drop back. He'll step up in the pocket. That pass is incomplete and knocked away by Kane Vasquez in his 5th season. Looking down the field for Kyle Collins out of the slot.
Yeah, dangerous pass there by Pepper Vasquez. 3 interceptions in just 4 games this season. So a ball magnet there in the secondary along with Agilani. So just playing a little bit of a dangerous game there on that pass.
4.5 left in the first quarter. 1 receiver either side. At 2 in the backfield with Pepper. Nickel look for Seattle's defense. Pepper back to pass. Will fire it out near side and caught on a little out route. That's Rich Pratchard for the first time tonight. Pepper's up to 83 yards. 3rd down.
Well, this duo of Killian and Pratchard might be the best receiver duo in the league. Both of them over 20 receptions and combined now 9 touchdowns through the first 4 games. This duo is lethal.
3rd and 6 from the 34. Again, this empty 5 wide here. It burns Seattle on 2 series ago, and that pass is caught by Pratchard over the middle. A 16-yard pickup, and Vancouver deep again on the Tyrants moves the chains.
Well, Cam, it's the ever so popular 90 all slants. This time spreading everyone out 5 wide and then sending everyone in the middle. Just tends to open up at least 1 or 2 of those receivers are going to go uncovered there. It just happens to be Rich Pratchard.
There's Lonnie on the tackle, but not before Vancouver converts another 3rd down. Now 2 for 4. 1st and 10 at midfield. 3:45 to go in the first. 3 backs in the backfield. They'll flip it out to Nakai. Nakai's got space. 45 breaks a tackle. Nakai getting to the 42-yard line. Shady with the tackle. And Steven, this offense just keeps getting better and better each and every season.
Yeah, Cam, obviously the experience, the coaching, the progression of players, the addition of some wonderful players. And, they are just star-studded, and that has helped them to reach new heights here in season 14.
2nd and 2 at the 43. Pepper out of the gun, split backs, dumps it off to Nakai on a check down. Nakai is halted by Slyn Shady. Also there, E.K. Vincent. These 2 linebackers, they have something to say about the Bash brothers tonight. I feel like they're still the best tandem in the league.
Yeah, and you know the argument could be made. Slim Shady, just a tackling machine. E.K. Vincent, very versatile. Not only a solid tackler, but also capable of getting interceptions.
Pepper has started 8 for 9 for 108 yards. 3rd and 2. Handoff Nakai running left. Nakai is going to be stuffed. No gain on the play. Denzel Maverick was first to get there, and Ghibli Doo also cleaned it up. The monster acquisition in the offseason from Tulsa.
Well, this defensive line not fooled. We've seen Vancouver here early go to their passing game. You expect maybe on 3rd down that they would do the same, switch it up, make it a run play to Nakai. Seattle defense not at all confused and made the play.
Monster stop for this defense to help give their offense a little time to catch their breath. This punt is going to bounce into the end zone. Assisted, walked in by Dre Graham, and he will be cut in the morning.
Yeah, you know what? Great. Now an opportunity here for Seattle's offense to get back on the field, able to drive the field in the last series, get down and get a good field goal for them. Can they build on that, actually get in the end zone, maybe tie this game? Let's find out.
2:04 to go in the first quarter. Seattle's starting to get a little life here and get their legs under him. Pseudo Nakai is having a tough time. Both running backs a little bit difficult to run here tonight. Lee Adama, the 6th overall pick in the draft, along with Kevin Brackett, makes the stop.
Yeah, Sandlin, you know, typically that's the definition, the very definition of power back in this league is Sandlin, but having a tough time running in the middle tonight.
1:40 to go. They'll try him again. And Sandlin gets rid of one and gets his best run of the night. A 9-yard pickup. Kingseed. Whoa, a little bit of shove. Did you see that? Kingseed
Yeah.
Sr. Settle down, rookie. My goodness.
Well, you kind of expect that from the Tyrants players because, you know, they're 1-3 coming to this game looking for another win. But Vancouver, feisty and undefeated. Maybe that's why they're undefeated. They're so feisty.
Don't poke the bear, right? You won't like Sandlin when he's angry. 3rd and 1. Luyendula's pass caught by Carr in traffic. And Tristan Carr gets the first down to the 42-yard line on his first grab and target of the night.
Yeah, Tristan Carr, 6'7", 260. He's been a good target in this league for a long time there. Just uses his length and agility to grab that ball out of the air in front of the defender and bring it home for his quarterback, giving them a first down.
Carr just 6 catches in 4 games, 58 yards and a touchdown. Just not what he's used to as Seattle's offense has sputtered through the first 3. They've looked all right here in the first quarter, more than all right as they're hanging with the Legion. Handoff to Sandlin. He's dropped in the backfield. A 1-yard loss, and coming up to make the stop was Brian Craven with his first solo tackle of the evening.
Well, Sandlin coming into this game was averaging 6.1 yards per carry and really been struggling for the most part here tonight, but you keep giving him the ball because you know that he is going to pay off at some point, but not here in a shotgun formation. No Sandlin to be seen.
2nd and 11, 4 wide, 3 to the left of Luyendula. Got a nice block on the outside, caught by Junior Senior the third, in a foot race, going to beat Lopez. It's a touchdown. Tyrants, JS3, 1 point away from tying the game.
Wow, Cam, that corner route working wonders there. Junior Senior the third, able to catch it, gets behind the defender. And not only that, Cam makes this great over-the-shoulder catch that Luyendula puts to his outside perfectly, but then the Jets to really power away and boost away from the defender.
Kyler Murray got beat, and it's the final play of the quarter as Whistle Jones will take the extra point. That quarter just seemed to fly by. The Vancouver punt was the first punt and only punt of the quarter. And Seattle has erased a 10-0 deficit on the road to basically make it square. Again, with 3 quarters to go. Seattle 10, Vancouver 10. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and For the Fans. And we'll be back to Canada in a moment. Start of the second quarter for Seattle. 2 80-yard drives in a row for the Tyrants as they started deep in their own territory, got the field goal, and then started deep in their own territory and scored the touchdown. As Lopez from the 10-yard line returns it for the Legion, sidesteps, tried to get away, got a few extra yards to the 33. More chat shout-outs. Fox, Highwind, AJ Today, Jackson, Razor RL, Hike the Earth. Some new faces in the chat. Welcome, twitch.tv/FTF Next to get involved. Be a player today. Simulation.football is your address. Pepper will start this fourth possession for Vancouver under center with trips left. Drop to throw, 3 steps. Pepper floats one over the middle. Dangerous ball looking for Killian. He tried to climb the ladder, and I believe that was Vasquez in the vicinity.
Yeah, Pepper just trying to drop it in the bucket there, but there was nothing but white jerseys in the area. Killian not able to come down with that one. But yeah, as you can see, this is an offense that loves to take risks. They live on taking risks. They score and put up monstrous points because they take those risks.
2nd and 10 at the 33. 3 in the backfield with Pepper. They come out in this on 2nd down quite a bit tonight. They flip it out to Nakai, this time far side. Nakai makes a man miss and then spits away from another and gets 8 on the reception. And Nakai's been much more successful in the passing game tonight than in the run game. He's only got 1 yard on 6 carries thanks to that backwards pass loss earlier in the game.
Clearly, Vancouver wants to attack this Seattle secondary through the air. Nakai being used more as a receiver here through the first quarter.
3rd down and 2. Vancouver must have seen something on film because they're going to try it again. Nakai cannot get going. He's sucked alive by Juke and Rukin, just in a vacuum right out of the play. He disappeared and they lost 1.
Hey, big fella, that's not a Happy Meal out there. That's suited Nakai, but he sure did eat him up like it was one. Rukin, 6'2", 320, putting that whole body on the diminutive Nakai.
So 4th down, Vancouver will have to punt again. Their 2nd punt in a row. Seattle comes after it, nearly got the block. And the Tyrants have shown up after, it could not have started any worse. And the momentum really started to turn on that backwards pass. And then they lost the challenge, and then they had to settle for 3, and things haven't been the same since.
Yeah, and look, this has been a tough start to the season for Seattle, but let's not forget the teams that they've played. Baltimore, Denver, Jacksonville, Florida. These are the top teams in the league for a reason. They have been for a long time, and Seattle's had a tough go of it. Not going to be any easier here in Vancouver.
Sandlin can't get away, and Craven and Day have been as advertised tonight, Stephen. They haven't missed hardly any tackles tonight on big Zach Sandlin.
Yeah, this is a really impressive duo. One that I think is going to start garnering more attention, as certainly as the only undefeated team, there's a certain spotlight that's on them, and they are certainly shining.
Handoff Sandlin on 2nd and 10, and not much there again. Adama and Day combined for the stop. And Doug Day, so far this season, already 2 picks for a linebacker. He's tied for first. The record for interceptions in a season by a linebacker is 4. He's on pace to beat that.
Yeah, and this duo of Day and Craven almost averaging 20 tackles a game.
Luyendula hit as he threw. The pass is almost picked by Day. Right on cue. That would have been number 3. And Ashley Rose Finch in coverage. So 4th down for Seattle. They'll have to punt.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be one of those games for Ashley Rose Finch. I think we're going to be calling her name a lot. Last time Vancouver played against Carolina, Dean Maddox was a name that just kept popping up and popping up. And I think Finch could be that name in this game.
Punter for Seattle, Geronimo Coffins, standing at his own 10-yard line. Lopez on the return. The ever-dangerous returner as the Legion from the 39 will get it up to the 43. and we'll take a break. 8:34 to go in the first half. We got a good one in prime time. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Don't go anywhere. $8:34 to go in the first half. Welcome back to Vancouver, along with Rochelle Colston, Tom Rahman, Stephen Mullinex. I'm Cameron Irvine. Our crew tonight running this show as that pass caught by Killian at his feet, and he stays in bounds, turns upfield to the Seattle 40. What a play by Brett, made it look easy.
Yeah, he does, and he's a guy who just really has a great feel for his surroundings, able to cash in there on the, not only cash in on the little out there, but also knows where the out of bounds marker is, able to turn his body 360 and orientate himself to go towards the end zone past the first down marker. Really great athletic play there.
If you missed games earlier today, Mexico City wins 56-28 over London, but that game was 35-28 early in the fourth quarter before the Aztecs pulled away. New Orleans pulls a shocker, beats Jacksonville 24-13 today to get their second win of the season. Nakai up the field, and Nakai picks up 9 as Lonnie lucky to be alive after making that tackle.
Yeah, somehow able to wrangle Nakai is the best way we could kind of describe that, as he just whirling dervish his way through that secondary and makes this a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Looked like trying to set up a tent on a beach, just flailing back there, just hanging on the pole for dear life. 2nd and 1 at the 31. Handoff goes to Nakai. He's going to be stuffed. Maverick got him first, and then Vincent put him on the ground. And we'll set up a 3rd down and 1. And, Stephen, these two running backs have combined for 16 yards on 15 carries. And we'll get into a little bit of that more here after this 3rd and short. 2 in the backfield. Killian at the bottom of the screen. Vancouver going to stick with Nakai. And Pseudo Nakai is planted by E.K. Vincent. And how about these defenses tonight holding in check the top 2 runners in the SFL?
Yeah, Cam, and you kind of wonder, man, why are they plays and see this frustration? It's because these two guys lead the league in rushing yards, so you know they're going to get theirs at some point. You just can't give up on them. And we were talking, Cam, during the break, the first running back to really get going in this game could actually help this team, whichever team it's going to be, win the game as this returner goes backwards.
Where is Castle going? Nick Castle forgot his coffee in Seattle and is running back to go get it. And they'll set up at the 8-yard line. That is rough starting field position. But, man, huge props to this Tyrants defense, down 10-0 on the road. Easily could have just packed it up tonight and just said, well, we're just not better than them this season. But the Tyrants have not let that narrative transpire here tonight. Zach Sandlin, the first one to break out, picks up 14 yards before Lopez and Day bring him down.
I was going to talk about the front sevens of both of these defenses. What a great job they've done containing these two epic running backs, but then you see Sandlin absolutely destroy a defender, number 23, Ashley Rose Finch, who we said we're going to be mentioning her name a lot tonight. I didn't want to mention it on that highlight for sure.
Ashley Rose Finch doesn't believe she can fly. She did fly. 1st and 10 at the 22. 5:50 to go. Sandlin shrugs off a defender and gets 6 yards before King Seed Sr. brings him down. And the Sandman is getting going.
Yeah, just ricocheting off bodies. I mean, this guy absolutely destroys people. And all way I can describe it, Cam, is manic. I mean, he gets into these kind of mindset where he thinks he can destroy and run through everybody. He's not trying to run around anyone. He's trying to run through them.
2nd and 4. Sandlin's got a first down, churning the legs forward to pick up 8 to the 37-yard line. Seattle on the move.
You know, a lot of people don't know this, but Sandlin actually was a linebacker in the rookie showcase before he was drafted 2nd overall. And you can see some of those traits, linebacker traits, in the way that he runs the football as a running back.
Uyundula out of the gun to throw, in trouble and buried. A 5-yard loss, and it came quick. And it wasn't painless. Rock Blazer signed him week 2 with the sack.
Yeah, and look, this defensive line is stacked with talent, and talent that gets to the quarterback. Adama, 5 sacks this season. Brackett, 4 sacks this season. You throw in the week 2 edition of Blazer. They are monsters on this defensive line.
3-3 look out of the defense. Castle in the slot. Hand off Sandlin, and Sandlin drags Blazer for 4 yards. 3rd and 11, he wore him like one there, Stephen.
Yeah, rode him. Actually rode him there and held on for dear life a little bit there. Sandlin right now just really focused on hitting people. I think he's frustrated.
Empty backfield, 5 wide. Uyundula on 3rd and 11. Under 4 to play in the half. Tie game at 10. Throw outside, caught by Kirby. Kirby's going to be stood up and put down. Nice job in the open field by Kyler Murray making the play. Burned earlier, but Kirby unable to pick up the first there.
Well, I think Uyundula just feeling the pressure a little bit there. If he would have maybe taken a little bit more, tried to find someone past the sticks. Instead, he puts the onus on Kirby to catch the ball 5 yards short of the first down marker and then says, go out there and make a play. Just can't get quite enough.
A 4th and 2 punt. To keep up with how your player and team are doing this season, visit simulationfl.net for standings, leaderboards, and sortable team stats. The rookie big board is there too, tracking the next superstars of the SFL. Lopez returns it out to the 18-yard line, and the Legion will try to get the offense rolling once again. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports, and for the fans, don't go anywhere. .319 to go in the first half. Pepper is going to start the drive under center inside his own 20. Long way to go here. Kai in the backfield will take the handoff behind his fullback, spin off one, and then drags Shady for a couple. Slyn Shady is just a monster. It doesn't matter who he's playing for, Steven, and he's second in the league in tackles coming into the week.
Yeah, what they call a proven commodity in this league, and probably the best free agent signing by any team. Just an absolute monster. Actually, Seattle, really a great free agency haul with both Slyn Shady and Gib Ledoux, the sack leader.
2nd down and 8. Deep shot. Pepper. Oh, dropped by Killian. Killian was wide open, and he had a deep shot down the field and couldn't haul it in 3rd down.
Oh, Seattle's got to fix that. They cannot continue to allow Killian to get open behind the defenders. They're just a mental slip-up saved Seattle from being down 7.
Now 3rd and 8 at the 20. 2 for 6 on 3rd down for the Legion. Takes a low snap. Pepper fires it. Middle. No flags. Pratchard, the intended receiver. 3 and out for Vancouver's number one
credit
offense.
Jukin Rukin, the defensive tackle, Cam. He was able to get pressure on Pepper just enough to make the quarterback throw the ball a millisecond early in front of his receiver.
Pepper 12 of 16, 141 yards, carries a QBR of 101.3. But Luyendula 5 for 8 for 130 yards and a touchdown. QBR of nearly 146 right now, as Vancouver has punted now 3 possessions in a row. That might be the first time this season. Nick Castle, plenty of room to return, gets it back into Vancouver territory at the 48-yard line. And Steven, this offense averages 425 yards a game. They have 142 in the first half.
Yeah, and a punter that is probably fatigued because he never punted this much in a game before this season. So, yeah, it just speaks to how well Seattle's defense is playing.
Nakai, 9 carries for 1 yard. That's the league's leading rusher. Luyendula back to pass. He's in some trouble. Shuffles his feet in the pocket. The pass is caught for a first down at the 37-yard line. And I just immediately flashed back to that game against Baltimore where Luyendula had just a banner performance as Kirby gets the first down.
Starting to see signs of that old Luyendula that we love from the last couple of seasons. You know, coming into this game, a QBR of just 55.3 quarterback rating, second lowest in the league. Doesn't look like that same player now.
2-minute warning. We'll take a break. The Seattle Tyrants starting to find that joy from season 13 and applying it here in the first half. You're watching the Simulation Football League on For the Fans and 11 Sports. We'll be right back. Two minutes to go in the opening half. What a ball game. Vancouver had a 10-0 lead in the first 4 minutes of the contest. They haven't scored since. 37 yards away from the end zone. And just 3 down linemen for Vancouver as Luyendula steps up in the pocket, fires. It should have been caught by Smelzer, and he dropped another one. Arf, as they call her. Ashley Rose Finch makes the play.
And Cam, I like it. You know, Seattle has to be aggressive here. The pass was on point. Just another mental mistake there by Smelzer. But you got to like what you're seeing out of this offense. They know how lethal Vancouver's offense can be. They're trying to match it.
2nd down and 10 at the 37. 1:55 to go. Luyendula floats one middle. Caught. Junior, senior, the third. First down to the 19. Wrapped up by Lopez and Day, but not before JS3 gets Seattle back into the red zone.
Well, Luyendula, patient to work his read, makes a really gutsy throw. I think he's feeling it, Cam, because that was a pinpoint accurate throw that the defender was right there to pick off, but just couldn't get his hands on.
First down and 10 at the 19, 1:23 to go. As Luyendula fires it outside to Sandlin. Got some room to run. Breaks a tackle from Day. And then gets, as T-Roy would say, knocked into the shadow realm by Mark Lopez.
Yeah, and that should almost be illegal. Where it looks like one teammate is setting the other up for a kill shot, really. But the big Sandlin just knocks that off, just wipes his shoulders off, and keeps going like nothing happened.
Second down and 2 just outside the 10. Luyendula checks it down to Sandlin. Sandlin going the wrong way, right back into all sorts of traffic. Lost 5 yards on the reception, and Seattle will have to burn a timeout and regroup on third down.
Yeah, and that's all created by Vancouver's ability to get pressure on Luyendula, and the quarterback just feels like he's got to get rid of the ball early and is throwing it to his outlet and hoping Sandlin can make something happen. Running the wrong way there, so didn't make it happen, but you don't give up on him for sure.
3rd and 7 at the 15. Back to pass. Luyendula just short of the sticks. Seattle will burn another timeout on a 4th down and 1. Couldn't quite tell who made that first down saving tackle, but for the moment, it would appear like Seattle will kick the field goal.
Well, that's the second time in this game Luyendula has gone to Kirby short of the sticks, and Kirby just hasn't been able to get over the yellow line there on your screen. So, but, you know, as a great consolation prize, this field goal attempt could give them the lead.
Field goal for Whistle Jones would be his second of the night. Made his first from 40. This is from 26. That kick is good, and for the first time tonight, the Seattle Tyrants here on the road have the lead over the Vancouver Legion with 44 seconds to go in the half. For those of you viewing for the first time, what are you watching? The Simulation Football League is the first controllerless esport, allowing you, the viewer, to participate in all the action on the field without a controller in your hands. Visit simulation.football for details on how to get started with a team and in the league. From the 9, Lopez on the return. Vancouver needs some field position. They'll start from the 31, not too shabby. 40 seconds, 2 timeouts. The offense has been sputtering. Steven, what do you do here?
I think you play it safe. I think you go with Nakai, and you run this clock and understand, you know, maybe Nakai breaks one, maybe he doesn't, but for the most part, you just take your lumps. You go into halftime, you re-strategize, and come out trying to refire this offense.
Seeing a lot of the fullback tonight. Delaney Nash, signed just last week, is in the ball game here on this first down play. Flip it out to Nakai. Nakai will knock it out of bounds. Picks up 7, and that's enough for Vancouver to think, well, we might be able to salvage something out of this drive, but down to 25 seconds already. 2 timeouts. They don't use one there. 3-step drop for Pepper. Fires it outside Killian. Pass caught, but he had to come back for the football, and now they're actually saying that he did not complete the catch. They'll set up 3rd and 3.
This could be potentially dangerous here for Vancouver. I think even if they're forced to punt, and with the amount of time on the clock, it wouldn't give Seattle a chance to put points on the board, but you never know.
3rd and 3 for the Legion. Nickel look for Seattle's defense. Just Killian outside. Rich Pratchett been a little quiet tonight. Nakai one-on-one, and then he spins off of a Shady. And even if they don't get points here at the end of the first half, that was a pretty run from Pseudo Nakai as he finally breaks loose. Pepper trying to get a kill shot here. Deep down the field, pass caught at the 40, but down to 2 seconds, and they have to burn a timeout. Killian with the catch. Razor on the tackle. But if they just would have used a timeout, they could have gotten into field goal range.
Yeah, a little mismanagement now is taking points potentially off the board for Vancouver with 2 seconds left. Sitting at Seattle's 40, I think it's just too far. I think they're probably just going to Hail Mary this one.
Yeah, definitely out of Rakowski's range. But a quiet night for Heath McDaniel Jr. He has not been targeted. Pratchard just 20 yards on 2 receptions. Craig Hearn doesn't even have a target. Their awesome tight end who they call Moose. Pepper is, oh boy, that never stood a chance. Sacked by Denzel Maverick, who's had one heck of a half. And the 1-3 Tyrants on the road will go into the locker room leading the Vancouver Legion 13-10. And, you know, it's the SFL. Anything can happen on any given week. And Seattle has not let their first 4 weeks define them tonight. First half stats, Seattle in the lead in every category, but that one turnover hurt them early.
Yeah, don't call it a comeback because Seattle was in the championship game last year, but they are looking like they are in championship form here in week 5. And barring this here, Cam, really, was Vancouver's only big offensive output of the game, and they've had a couple opportunities to find Killian deep. Didn't connect the second time, but that's really been the difference in this game. And in every other aspect, Seattle has really come to play here and brought it to Seattle, not intimidated by their 4-0 record at all.
There's Luyendula's beautiful pass to Mason Kirby, caught it between two defenders. Junior Senior the third, actually the team's receiving leader with 77 yards and a touchdown, but Kirby right behind him with 74 yards. He has caught everything thrown his way.
And if you're looking for shocking stats, 10 yards from Sudo Nakai. Again, we talked about this. The league's leading rusher has been absolutely shut down by this Seattle defense. And it's been really impressive. And you know what? Part of that is the Legion's game plan. Clearly, they wanted to use their passing game and Nakai as a receiver more to attack a weakness they perceived in Seattle. And it has been at certain points, certainly in this game, but more so, we are just seeing a Seattle team of old here tonight, and that bodes well for the rest of their season.
Well, and obviously Vancouver saw something on film because they have tried to use him more in the passing game and shied a little bit away from that running, especially up the middle to Denzel, into the face, I should say, of Denzel Maverick, Jukin Rukin, that talented defensive front.
Yeah, and you know what? This is a Seattle team that needed not only an offensive resurgence, specifically in the passing game, but a defensive one. Entering this game, had the league's worst passing defense, 16th scoring defense, allowing an average of 29 points a game, only 10 here from a high-powered Vancouver Legion offense is impressive.
Also earlier today, Tulsa beat Carolina 24-14. The Desperados, who made the playoffs last year, are back over 500 at 3-2, despite losing Ashley Jackson, Kanye Rockefeller, some big pieces in that during the offseason, as Castle returns it up to the 26. Stephen, you surprised that Tulsa has sort of shaken off those losses and gotten out to a 3-2 start?
No, actually I'm not. I mean, it's something I really expected to see from them. I thought it would be just a matter of time. They had such a shakeup in the offseason, Cam, with many of their star players going to Arizona and even their offensive coordinator. So you knew it was just a matter of time before they got off their own schneid and were able to put things together, and they've done so well.
Sandlin picks up 4. Craven and Murray on the stop, and coming up tomorrow, a doubleheader here on 11 and FTF, starting at 7 Eastern. Florida and Atlanta, the Storm and the Swarm, get their rivalry renewed, and then you've also got the headliner, Charleston and Sioux Falls, a pair of 3-1 teams. Well, excuse me, that's Monday night. Tomorrow night, Sunday, as Sandlin gets a first down and more up to the 43-yard line, tackled by Kingseed Senior. Denver and Queen City in the nightcap.
Well, for both of these running backs tonight, it has been rough going, as their blockers haven't really given them a lot of room. They've had to try and make plays themselves, be their own blocker, basically. Here, the offensive line does a wonderful job of opening the Grand Canyon in front of Sandlin, and he's able to finish it off with another broken tackle.
48 yards on 12 carries in the first half for Sandlin, and he's off to a strong start. Oh, Ashley Rose Finch, beautiful job. One-on-one, and if she didn't make that tackle, Sandlin could have been gone for 20 or 30 on that run.
Yeah, a little redemption there for Rose Finch, as able to bring down Sandlin this time, because she was absolutely destroyed earlier in this game.
Seattle down 10-0 in the first 4 minutes of the ball game. If you're just joining us, Nick Castle fumbled his first kickoff return on the night, and Vancouver capitalized with 3 points. The pass is caught. No way. There's 7 Legion defenders on the screen, and JS3 makes the grab. Another look.
And we talked about Lulendula. When he gets in a rhythm, there aren't many quarterbacks who are better. Watch him throw it through a keyhole here. How did he find his receiver in all those blue jerseys? Incredible.
Kyler Murray thinking he died because he felt like a ghost on that play. That ball went seemingly right through him. Handoff Sandlin. Trucks 2 and gets to the 28-yard line. The arm of fury for 13.
Well, there's going to be a lot of sore Vancouver defenders in the morning because Sandlin is putting out punishment here. Wow, Rose Finch again. Lopez gets a little bit. Sandlin going off.
Nick Castle in the chat saying that it was a strategic fumble to lull Vancouver into a false sense of security. Well, I think it worked.
Yourself that.
1st and 10 at the 28. 8:38 to go. What a drive to start the second half. It started back at the 26. Handoff goes to Sandlin this time. Vancouver bottles him up. And that's the key, Stephen, when you're playing these high-profile, very powerful running backs in the SFL, just get 2 bodies to them. If you get 2 bodies there and in the play, you can make the play no problem.
And it helps if one of those 2 bodies is Doug Day and he cuts your feet up from underneath you.
2nd down and 10 at the 28. Luyendula deep drop back. He had an out route at the top of the screen, decided not to throw it, and then gets sacked for an 11-yard loss way back there by Kevin Brackett and out of Whistle Jones range.
Cam, we always talk about with these defensive ends, this motor that never stops, never gives up, regardless if you think the ball is even thrown or not. You just keep playing through the whistle. Brackett, a perfect indication of that. His motor is revving high.
Liadama, very unselfish, shoved his teammate over to Luyendula. He's open. Go get him. Go get him. 3rd and 21 at the 39-yard line. Luyendula trying to get back into field goal range. Pass is caught by Senior the third. Getting them into Whistle Jones range. JS3 has 109 yards on 4 grabs, and his last 2 catches were ridiculous.
Well, JS3, man, one of my favorite people in this league, really sacrificing his body right there. He knows that going over the middle, he's going to take a hit. Absolutely did, but such a professional, able to bring that ball in still. 4th down.
Jones already has one 40-yarder to his name, plus a 26-yard field goal. And Jones from 40, the left-footed kicker, missed it. Whoa, are you kidding me? Missed from 40, and it looked like he just pushed it, Steven.
Yeah, that's going to be his 2nd missed field goal on the young season. Just a rookie player still working out the kinks on, coming up to speed here on the professional level. So you gotta have some patience for the young guys, but certainly, man, that could come back to bite this team in such a close game.
And that could turn the tide here. A 4-minute drive that results in no points for Seattle. Hand off to Nakai, got a block, then a second, and Nakai able to pick up 3 to the 33-yard line. That Seattle drive was 9 plays, 52 yards before missing that field goal.
Yeah, but you've got to, if you're Seattle, you got to think about the situation that you're in, how you've played in previous games. You know that you were able to drive down the field and give your kicker at least an opportunity. You got to feel like you do it again.
Oh, Nakai got some great blocks by the Caudells up front. Offensive line manhandles Seattle up front, really for the first time tonight to move the chains.
Yeah, Cameron, great for him. Nakai needing some help here. I think this is probably the most wide open run that he's had and the best blocking that he's had on a single run tonight, and still makes that little move, that little twist, and to get that extra yardage, something Nakai's having to do on every single play, just that little extra effort to get, under his average, way under his average.
1st and 10 at the 41, 6:03 to go in the 3rd. Pepper will drop to throw. Pepper fires it over the middle, and it's incomplete. Although Did that ball ever hit the ground? Steven, it looked like it bounced off a player.
Yeah, and I thought Razor came up with the ball, and they just blew the whistle. So I guess everybody just figures the play's dead. We're not going to get another look at it. I thought he picked that one off the ground before it touched the ground. Excuse me.
That's what it looked like to me, Steven, but because they blew the whistle, it's not challengeable for Seattle. That looked like a pick. And a break for Vancouver. Pepper going long. Wide open cut. It's the Moose. And he's loose for a touchdown. Vancouver Hearns first catch of the night. And just like that, the Legion are back in front.
Well, all the Moose does is catch touchdowns, Cam. That's his 9th reception of the season and his 4th touchdown. So he's hitting pay dirt almost 50% of the time here. You send your big athletic tight end on a corner route, and he just outruns everybody in the secondary, which is unheard of. Just talks about what he is as an athlete, 6'5", 255, outrunning some of these defensive backs. Amazing.
5:50 to go in the third quarter, and Vancouver can breathe a sigh of relief after being shut out for over 2 quarters of actual game action here tonight. The extra point is up and through. And with 5:50 to play in the third, it's the unbeaten Legion back in front. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. That last touchdown pass for Pepper puts him over 200 yards. 15 of 21, 224, 1 touchdown, QBR of 122. Luyendula's QBR 138. We've had a wonderful game. Only a fumble from Nick Castle and no picks by either quarterback as Castle gets it up to the 24. And just so the commentators don't jinx things, that means we'll probably have 6 in the next 2 minutes. See what I did there? Now the jinx is neutralized.
Well, like you mentioned, a very clean game by both sides, although that could have been maybe an interception there, maybe not, that right before that big touchdown, so a potential game-changing play there.
1st and 10 at the 24. Handoff to Sandlin. Gets away from Day, not Craven. And Craven gets some help from his teammate Devin King, signed in week 3. Sandlin almost up to 5 yards a carry.
Got to be impressed with what Seattle's been able to do in this game. Let's not forget that the scores that have come in this game, a missed field goal allows Vancouver with decent field position to make the last touchdown. A fumble on a kickoff return, or a return, gets a field goal for Vancouver. So Seattle really has the defense has done a really good job limiting an offense that's used to scoring 43 points a game.
Yeah, Day with another tackle, and you're right. I mean, the swings in terms of the scoreboard, Vancouver gets 3 off the fumble, and then Vancouver basically gets 7 off the missed field goal, and that momentum is a funny thing. 3rd and 6 at the 28-yard line. Seattle trying to avoid a 3 and out, and Luyendula's in some trouble, and about 4 different Legion defenders got there. I don't know who they're going to give credit to. I think they might give it to Craven, who got there first.
Yeah, it looks like they will, but yeah, as you said, an onslaught of Vancouver defenders. It was between Craven and number 55 there. One of the two got on top of Luyendula, who just had no chance. Where was his offensive line, Cam?
I don't know. That was Brackett who got in there again, and I think Brackett will end up getting credit for it. Craven kind of had him, and Luyendula almost able to slip it. He had a play last week, as Lopez will return this out into Seattle territory. He had a play, it was either last week or 2 weeks ago, Stephen, where he avoided, I believe it was against Baltimore, avoided a sack I mean, coming right at him, and somehow pirouetted out of it and completed this incredible pass out to JS3. It was something else.
Yeah, we have some amazing athletes under center here in the SFL, and sometimes they make those kind of plays routine.
1st and 10 at the 49, handoff to Nakai, and again, Nakai, not much room to run. 22 yards on 13 carries, and even if Seattle doesn't win this game tonight, they have to feel a lot better about the way their defense has played for most of this ball game.
All right, let me remind people at home, Nakai, #1 in rushing, #1 in yards per carry, #1 in rushing touchdowns. This is an absolute beast that Seattle has found a way to cage.
Pass hits Vasquez in the helmet, and that's an incompletion. Vasquez using his head on that play.
Yeah, he'll take it any way that he can. But as we mentioned about actually this duo of Cain Vasquez and Ajelani, they have 6 interceptions through 4 games. So a lethal combo that you don't want to play with too much.
Trips right for Pepper, 3rd down and 9. Vancouver, 3 of 8 on 3rd down. Deep drop back for Pepper. He's in some trouble. Shuffles around the pocket, nearly threw an interception. Shady was there, and the intended receiver was actually Tyvon Boyd, who got his first target. It wouldn't have mattered if that was Superman out there. Wouldn't have been able to make that catch.
Give Seattle's secondary credit for that coverage sack. Pepper just simply could not find anyone open. Held the ball to the very last moment, tried to find an outlet in the middle of the field, and Slim Shady was there ready to knock it down.
Jess Johnston, busy. 6 punts tonight. Vancouver's had the ball 9 times, 6 punts, 2 touchdowns, and a field goal. This is Castle from the 11 to the 13, and we'll step aside. Vancouver holds a narrow lead over the Tyrants here in this inaugural Northwest Cup. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and For the Fans. We'll be back after these messages. First and 10 at the 13-yard line, 3:23 to go in the third. 19 carries, 82 yards, 4.3 yards a carry for Sandlin. He's had a couple of lethal runs, but nothing over 30 yards on a breakout. Luyendula fires it to Carr, and that was a terrific job by the offensive line of Seattle. It wasn't necessarily a clean pocket, but they gave him the space he needed.
Well, fearless in the pocket is what I would call Luyendula. That collapsing all around him. Stay patient, allow his tight end to get to the middle of the field on that little slant route and give them a nice first down.
3 minutes left in the third. Kirby, JS3, and Castle all out to the right. It's the first time we've seen this tonight. Luyendula changing up the play. Sandlin, the lone man in the backfield. 3-3 look for Vancouver's defense. Handoff to Sandlin. And Sandlin, not much there. And despite just 6 in the box, King and Blazer able to combo and make that stop. Those are a pair of players on this team less than a month.
Yeah, it's been tough sledding for both of these running backs, but Sandlin has had more success here in the second half of this game, but not there.
2nd and 8 at the 27. Luyendula has time. Dangerous ball. And Smelser got rocked. 3 targets, no catches down the field, and it's 3rd and 8.
Yeah, when you've got this many stars on the field in their wide receiver core, you might think, why would you go to Smelser so much? Well, they're just trying to take advantage of mismatches in the secondary. If all the primary Vancouver defenders are covering the quote-unquote star players, Then it leaves maybe a role player like Smelzer open. Just hadn't been able to cash in.
Empty backfield, 5 wide. Vancouver DBs, some of the best in the league. Luyendula steps up in the pocket, goes down. Lee Adama makes the play, and it's another 3rd down sack for the Legion.
Well, Luyendula's been able to maneuver through the chaos in the pocket pretty good in this game, but there just makes a wrong decision by stepping into Adama, who now racks up his 6th sack on the season.
Punt is away for Seattle. From the 40, Lopez gets it up to the 46-yard line. Well, the last time these two teams met, it's been a while, almost 2 years. The Dallas Roughnecks, I believe. Is that right, Stephen? Were the Roughnecks at the time?
Who knows? They had so many names.
26-20. They beat the Legion. The only win over the Legion in this series. And Brett Killian was doing his thing in that ball game. James Hands, now in Arizona, at 114 yards in that contest. 1st and 10 at the 46. Handoff to Nakai and picks up 2. And for those that don't know, Stephen Molinex, previous owner of the Seattle franchise, now or previously in Dallas for a handful of seasons, but now comfortable in Vegas. Vegas is a beautiful city, Stephen. Are you staying out of trouble?
No.
That's not good. 2nd and 8 at the 48. Shovel pass to Nakai, and he is blasted for a 3-yard loss in the backfield. And boy, Nakai, a little wobbly after he got up. Probably what you look like in Vegas on any given night.
That's true. Probably tonight. But for Vancouver, trying to find different ways to get Nakai going. It's rare that we see a shovel pass in this league camp for that very reason. We see them broken up like that, and that can be dangerous. We've even seen a defensive lineman pick that off before.
Pepper, 3rd and 11. The pass is caught, and then a late hit flag is called. Killian will get 15 more tacked on. He was upset about the late hit, but it just looked like flying bodies, and there's not much Seattle can do about that, and that is going to put Vancouver in the red zone.
Cam, I'm honestly surprised the Legion haven't tried to test Seattle down field deep with Killian. They've had so much success with that early in this game, but it would seem to be an easy get for them. They could get numerous amounts of yards. This secondary is scrambling to find an answer for that. I think that's maybe the reason why you got to favor the Legion as this game continues, because they can strike deep with success.
I don't like that call. The refs anticipated that Islani was going to hit Killian, but in fact, he never did make the tackle, and Gamble was the first player to touch him, as Nakai only able to pick up 2 yards on the outside as Ledoux stretched that play out along with Vincent, and that will bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Put your 4s up in the chat. We got a good one here in Canada Field. Vancouver 11 minutes away from going to 5-0. What will happen in the 4th? We'll be right back. Start of the 4th quarter, 240 yards and 2 touchdowns for Pepper tonight, a QBR of 125.4. That is over his average. Nakai getting away and finding just a little bit of space. A 2-yard gain. Shady on the stop. Nakai now 28 yards on 16 carries. It has been a rough night. And, Stephen, they have gone away from that swing pass that we saw them plenty of times in the first half, a handful, in fact.
Yeah, it just wasn't successful, not a high percentage of success. So they've gone away from that, clearly made some type of halftime adjustment there. And but still, you've got to get Nakai involved.
Heath McDaniel Jr. very quiet. He's at the top of the screen going that direction, but instead of McDaniel Jr., who was going on a go route, that's the fullback, Delaney Nash. Heath McDaniel Jr. in 4 games, 3 catches, 33 yards on just 4 targets. He's the 3rd receiver on the step chart, and he just hasn't gotten a lot of looks this year.
If you need any more evidence that this offense is a little discombobulated, is the fact that you go to your fullback on a pass on a critical 3rd down, and of course, he can't get it. So that's just this offense, and what Seattle's done to this offense is the story of this game.
30-yard field goal is good for Vancouver, but it keeps it a 1-score ball game with 9:50 to go in the 4th, and Rakowski has been busy tonight, hitting both his free throws, his field goals.
I'm sure these SFL kickers wish it were free throws instead of field goals.
9:50 left. Seattle within striking distance. And still this week, we had 4 games in the SFL today. Only 1 team has scored over 30. And Vancouver has scored less than half of its average. And some key players on defense tonight: Vasquez, Lopez, very comparable numbers. I would say that Vasquez has had the slightly better day. Stephen, what say you?
Yeah, I would agree. I think that he's shown up a little bit more, but obviously both of these players having terrific seasons so far, especially in the interception department, which we haven't seen any of in this game, which is a bit surprising.
Uyundula has stayed away, too, from Lopez down the field. He'll take his shot middle, and it's picked off. That not Lopez, but instead it's Dean Maddox. And, Stephen, you did it. I canceled out the jinx earlier, but we didn't have a chance to cancel it out.
No jinx here, Cam, because this is just Dean Maddox. We talked about him flashing against Carolina. It was a guy that I really, doing the commentary for that game, Dean Maddox really, to me, was a statement player in that game, and just showing the kind of season that he's having, adding his 3rd interception and now this 5th game.
And for all that Seattle has done to climb back into this game, they could potentially be down by 10 again or more. Nakai only a 2-yard pickup, though. They're still outside of field goal range. Vincent got there first. Rukin got there second. Vincent has 6 tackles.
And Vincent and Shady have absolutely shut down this Vancouver rushing attack. A rushing attack, by the way, if we haven't mentioned it enough, #1 in the league. So doing a terrific job tonight.
Pepper, deep shot down the field. One-on-one coverage is caught, and there he is. Heath McDaniel Jr. with more yards on that reception nearly than all of this season, making the play.
Yeah, only 3 catches, 33 yards coming into this game. They're a little fake inside out to what they call a post corner, able to catch the ball above the receiver. Boy, Pepper really trusting a receiver he doesn't go too much, Cam. That can't be understated.
Razor was in coverage, and that ball goes for 24 yards down the field. 1st and 10, just outside the 10-yard line. Pepper in some trouble, dumps it off to Nakai, but Nakai was running out of space, and the pass is incomplete. Maverick and company applying more pressure.
And the veteran Tom Pepper showing his experience. Couldn't find anyone open. Found Nakai a little bit too late as his momentum was taken out of bounds, but that's a waste. It's a wash anyway. Let's get into 2nd down, give ourselves another opportunity to get in the end zone.
High formation, 3 receivers, 2 to the right of Pepper. Short side right. Pepper changes the play. 7 in the box for Seattle. 3-step drop. Tom Pepper on a slant pass, caught, touchdown. Vancouver goes up by 2 scores, and it's Heath McDaniel Jr. with his 2nd catch of the drive.
Well, it's been the Heath McDaniel Jr. show here on this limited offensive series. And look, this is just a simple slant route that McDaniel Jr. runs on the outside. The defenders are giving him a lot of credit for a guy that came into this game with 3 catches, but a lot of space there. Really uncontested and an easy pass for Pepper.
Sometimes, Stephen, you got to take your lumps and pick your spots, and Heath McDaniel Jr. finding his way onto the field, into the box score in a major way down the stretch of this one. The extra point is up and good, but still 8:39 to play. And Seattle's got the Sandman, Luyendula, and the rest of that crew. This game far from over. We'll be right back after this. Kickoff is away, 8:38 to go in the fourth. Oh, Nick Castle gets thrown backwards by Mark Lopez on special teams. 1st and 10 at the 26.
Well, why do you put a star player, your star free safety, on special teams? That is exactly why. We've already seen Nick Castle put it on the ground during returning this game. You put Mark Lopez on him, might do it again.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line, 8:35 to go in the fourth. Luyendula fires it out to Sandlin. Sandlin's got some space, and then another brilliant tackle in the open field by King. Both teams super impressive in the open field on both of these running backs tonight.
Yeah, and not just that, Cam, really. Anytime they run the football, they've been pretty good tonight, keeping both of these beasts in check. And Luyendula's got to be careful about playing hero ball here. May want to try to throw them back into this game.
2nd and 8, hand off to Sandlin. That's one way to not play hero ball. Just feed the Sandman. Picks up 6. It'll be 3rd and 2, a pivotal 3rd and 2 coming up.
And you can still afford to do that with just under 8 minutes left in this game. Not panicking at all, but certainly have to produce critical 3rd down.
Seattle was 2 for 9 on 3rd downs. They hand it off to Sandlin. He didn't get there. Doug Day out of seemingly nowhere, and it's 4th and 1, and I think it's too early to go for it in your own territory.
I think so. I think you got to punt this ball and trust your defense to get you a stop. But certainly a risky proposition. But let's talk about that play by Doug Day. I absolutely thought Sandlin was going to get that 1st down. Looked like he was wide open, and Day, out of nowhere, able to bring him down with the reach tackle.
Oh, boy, Vancouver came after that one, nearly got there. From the 27, Lopez with a spin. Gets out to the 32. Tomorrow's doubleheader on 11 Sports and FTF starts in Atlanta. Kickoff at 7 p.m. Eastern. Florida and Atlanta, followed by Queen City at Denver. Who knows? We might get some more snow in Colorado tomorrow. here on 11 Sports and for the fans as week 5 rolls on. You look, Vancouver 27 points tonight. They're up 14, and Nakai really hasn't done anything. And that's got to be pretty scary for opponents as Pepper's pass is almost intercepted by Shady, intended for Pratchard. That is only his 5th target of the night, and he's only got 2 catches for 20 yards.
Yeah, you know what? It's still an impressive performance by Vancouver to even put up 27 points, and Nakai has virtually been restricted to being a kind of a moderate wide receiver for them. I mean, it just tells you when they have Nakai going and then they are going at all cylinders, there's hardly anybody that can stop them.
2nd and 10 at the 32. Hand off behind the fullback. Nakai puts one on the ground. That was Shady. You don't see Shady falling down too much. Vasquez on the tackle, 3rd and 6.
Well, we've talked about, the frustration by Seattle, specifically Zach Sandlin, maybe taking some of that frustration out. Well, Nakai certainly able to put out some punishment of his own.
3rd and 6 at the 36, 6.5 to go in the ball game. Vancouver up by their largest margin of the night. Pepper's pass knocked down by Ghibli. That stops the clock and forces a punt, and still all the time in the world for the Tyrants.
Yeah, and the gamble pays off. They decide not to go for it on 4th down, give their defense an opportunity to get a 3 and out, and that's exactly what they did.
So Vancouver will punt it away. Download the ScoreStream app and follow your favorite team for live scoring updates when you aren't able to catch a game live. You can follow just your team or the entire league. It's the first esport league on the app. Download ScoreStream today. Vancouver punts it away. This is Castle standing at his 26. Castle past the 30, spins to the 32-yard line. And will step aside quickly. Seattle trying to regroup. They need a touchdown, some stops, and a comeback. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Follow the SFL on social media on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and more, all at Simulation FL. Make sure to catch more content like The Kramer Show, game highlights, and more by subscribing to our YouTube channel so you don't miss a moment of the action when we're not on television. And you get to see plenty more plays like that on YouTube in the archives. Mark Lopez swatting it away.
Well, Lopez there, 6'3", 215, going up against Tristan Carr at 6'7", 260. You would think Carr has the height advantage, but Lopez, one of the best kick return specialists in the league, has the athletic ability to match. There's enough there to disrupt the catch.
2nd and 10 at the 32. 4 receivers, 3 to the right of Luyendula. Vancouver brings 4. Luyendula going long, and it's knocked away again. That's Dean Maddox. Back-to-back plays. Seattle goes deep. It's what you talked about on the last drive, Steven. You thought Luyendula might start pressing. He's had one-on-one balls deep down the field, but Vancouver's made the play both times.
Yeah, and then it's the guy who got the interception on Luyendula a couple series ago. Maddox gets a digit on it. That could have been an easy touchdown there.
3rd and 10 at the 32. 6:09 to go. Luyendula again going long. This time as an open receiver caught by JS3 to the 49. A pickup of about 17 on the play.
Well, the savvy JS3 able to work a little route magic there, get himself open on the deep out. And, when you need a big play, you got to go to your big-time players. I'm sure Luyendula is going to dial up number 86 a few more times here before this game is over.
Under 6 to go. That was a critical 3rd down conversion for Luyendula in this passing offense that seemingly has gone away from Sandlin in the run game here with under 6 to go. That pass is caught, and a flag is thrown, I believe, for interference on that diving attempt to make a play on JS3. And they got him. That was Day in coverage.
Oh, number 54 there. I thought it was on Ashley Rose Finch. She was in position to try and make a play on that junior-senior route that was a little slow developing, but Lula Dula able to hang in the pocket. Offensive line did a great job holding off the pass rush, able to complete an impressive ball to the middle of the field. Another first down count.
So the catch counts. 1st and 10 at the 38. I believe they decline the penalty. The handoff goes to Sandlin up the middle. Sandlin's got a block. 25 to the 24. A 14-yard pickup for Zach Sandlin. And you know how this works, Steven. Seattle's got to pick up the pace. They need to score here pretty quickly. They do not want to end up kicking a too early onside kick.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they give up on their running game, because if they can open up alleys like that are just allowing Sandlin to use his speed over his power, they could get in the end zone quickly.
27-13, 1st and 10 of the Vancouver 24. The Tyrants not letting this one go easy. 3 receivers, 2 to the left side of Luyendula, dumps it off to Sandlin. Sandlin is met in the backfield by Day, who's having a day for a loss of 3.
Yeah, Cam, Vancouver's secondary just doing an excellent job of covering all of those big-named wide receivers out there and allowing their linebackers to sit back and really pick Sandlin off in the backfield.
Sandlin 107 yards on 23 carries, but only 3 yards on 4 receptions tonight. 2nd and 13, deep drop back for Luyendula. All the deck, time in the world. Pass is caught over the middle. JS3 to the 11, tackle made by Lopez.
Cam, I thought that was going to be Smeltzer in the middle. We've seen Luyendula try to find him before, but JS3 even better.
Luyendula steps into a sack. Again, Adama, his 2nd of the night. Quickly up to the line for Seattle. 4 wide, 2 to either side. Offensive line looks a little gassed. Luyendula gets it in the end zone. It's caught for a touchdown. Oh, what a throw over the defense. It's Smeltzer finally making a play.
Well, Cam, it said the meek will inherit the earth, and Smeltzer has certainly been meek in this game. Had his opportunities to make some critical plays, but none bigger than that one right there. Back of the end zone, tippy-toes his way to a score.
Lopez misjudged the path of the football there, and I thought for sure Luyendula was going to end up getting sacked. He got rid of it just in time, and I'm telling you, Steven, threw a perfect pass. If he put that anywhere else on the floor, on the field, that would not have been a touchdown.
It's a whole nother player we're seeing tonight, Cam.
Extra point for Jones is good, and now the question is, will the Tyrants feel like they need to press the matter here on the onside kick? Vancouver does not have a contracted kicker, and I think they are going to onside here, Steven.
I wouldn't do that. Their defense has just did a 3 and out. Why not give them another opportunity?
They're going to test the foot of Jones. He reverses field, and it's recovered at the 38-yard line. So that puts the defense in a bit of a bind. Aggressive call there by Seattle. Now on the flip side, if they recover the onside kick, maybe Vancouver doesn't touch the ball again in regulation.
Well, a good play by Kyle Collins there, the wide receiver for Vancouver, really attacking the ball. Instead of waiting for it to come to him, he went and grabbed it. That's exactly what they coach.
3 in the backfield. Haven't seen this since the first half. They flip it out to Nakai. Nakai one-on-one is going to be put in the ground by Vincent. No gain on the play. And Nakai up to 36 yards on 9 grabs.
And you know what? Regardless if they decided to punt it, or if they did the onside kick, you still got to have big plays for your defense. They still have an opportunity here to keep them out of field goal range.
2nd down and 10 at the 38. 3:35 and counting. Again, Vancouver is coming out of that. I have not seen them run out of this tonight. Could this be another throw to Nakai on 2nd and 10? It will be. Near side, Nakai, one-on-one again by Vincent, and he makes the tackle for a 2-yard loss. It cannot be stated enough that trying to tackle Nakai one-on-one in the open field is an impossible task unless you're E.K. Vincent.
Well, this is the situation, Cam, I thought we might find ourselves in for Vancouver. Look for Killian here. They've been able to attack with Killian deep, getting behind the defense. This would be a perfect opportunity for that to happen.
3rd and 12. Killian is at the bottom of your screen, just above the Seattle there in the score bug. Defended by Gamble. Pepper taking all the time he can. Well, now we'll hand it off to Nakai, running right, and he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made by number 33, Shane Wakeham, the slot safety. And while Vancouver will not have to snap it before the 2-minute warning, Seattle's risk pays off by giving Vancouver a short field.
Well, maybe I'm playing checkers and Vancouver's playing chess, Cam. Maybe this is the thought process here is let's just punt the ball, get great field position, allow our defense to get on the field, and win this game for us.
It's going to come down to the wire. 2 minutes left. What a game. Vancouver trying to remain the SFL's lone unbeaten. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and For the Fans. So 4th down, Vancouver's Johnston will punt it, can try to pin Seattle back deep. The Tyrants have all 3 timeouts. They don't even have to abandon the run here in this 2-minute offense. Depending upon where the ball lands, of course. This is going to drop at the 6, going to bounce at the 2, the 1, and then it's dragged into the end zone. There's another pink slip. And Seattle will start with it at the 20, 80 yards to tying this game.
Well, we've seen Seattle make some mistakes to get them into the position where now they're going to have to play catch up and try here with less than 2 minutes left in the 4th quarter to tie, potentially win this ball game on this very drive.
1st and 10 at the 20. They go empty to start. Can't afford to get behind the chains. Vancouver brings 4. Quick pass out to Kirby. Kirby looking for the sideline. Didn't get there. 7-yard pickup.
Yeah, a little rub route using Kirby, just a nice way to get Luyendula going.
Murray on the tackle. 2nd and 3. Luyendula over the middle. Caught. JS3 has been successful on that little shallow in route. 1st and 10 of the 35, 8-yard gain.
Same rub route. They're using Kirby and JS3 against each other.
Pass out Kirby. Nice open field tackle there by the slot corner, Drew Hamilton. 2nd and 8. The clock is ticking. 1:15 to go. Ball at the 37. Trips off the right side for Luyendula. Vancouver rushes just 3. Pass outside again. Oh, didn't go out of bounds and then paid for it. What a punishing blow to Kirby by Craven. 3rd and 4 at the 41-yard line. 1:01 to go. Luyendula to throw. Looking for a 1st down. Didn't get it. Kirby short. 4th and 1 coming up.
Well, Cam, they're just running the same play over and over down the field, but just in small bites, and just couldn't bite off enough there on 3rd down. They're absolutely going for this.
4th and 1 of the 44. You hand it to Sandlin, right? Right?
It looks like it, but they could be trying to pull a fast one on Vancouver's defense.
High formation, 6 in the box for Vancouver. 10 on the play clock. Luyendula trying to get him to jump. They're going to pass. Luyendula needs just a yard. Floats it short pass. Caught, but running back to get it. And did they give him the 1st down? They're going to review it as Tristan Carr had to come back for it.
The quickest review in SFL history. The second that it happened, they knew they wanted to get under the hood and take a look at this.
Look at that.
Comes back for the ball.
I think he got it.
Me too.
It was 6 yards ahead of the sticks.
After review, the player stepped out of bounds.
Oh, they overturn it. And I think they're going to give Vancouver the football.
Wow.
First down, Legion.
If you're Seattle, you cannot leave it in the referee's hands. You just can't do that. And here's the victory formation. Wow, Cam.
And they won't be able to run out the clock entirely. Seattle has 2 timeouts remaining. Puts the ball back in Luyendula's hand, potentially to throw it to Kirby down the middle. But
Has that ever happened before?
yeah, we've seen that somewhere, haven't we? I remember the call.
Yeah.
Wow. It's hard to say. The view, the angle was not the best, but the point you're making, Steven, is that when JS3 ran that route, he's like 5 yards beyond the sticks, had to come back for the football because the throw was a little late. And you put it in the ref's hands, and you know, we'll get another look at it in post game, but that's tough.
Well, there's been a couple of those calls in this game. The would-be possible interception that was whistled dead, and now this challenge play. There's a lot of times where Seattle was their own worst enemy in a game. I don't think a lot of people thought that the Tyrants would even be in, with Vancouver just playing so well through their first 4 games.
And it was Carr, my mistake if I said JS3, but Carr on that 4th down attempt on 4th and 1, they decide to throw it. Kind of had the right play call, just a little bit out of the hands. And if Seattle lets this bounce, the clock could actually run out. So important for Johnson to put this, well, even on a return, the clock might run out. Seattle not going to have much time. Castle, if any at all, back to return. Going to return it from the 11. There's no time left. Castle, oh, he almost broke it. And that's how the game ends, on an 11-yard return. Tackle from behind. And Vancouver holds on and wins the game.
Wow, Cam, a classic game here. And you know that Nick Castle wanted redemption after that early fumble. Try to be the hero here at the end of the game, but it was not to be, as Vancouver shows that they can be resilient. And they're not always going to win games this season going away. They've got to grind it out sometimes, and they certainly grinded it out tonight.
Vancouver will host St. Louis next week and then travel to Las Vegas to take on the Surging Fury. Florida is right after that. So that's what's next for the unbeaten. As you take a look at some of the second half highlights for Seattle, next week the Tyrants 1-4 will lick their wounds, and they will host Vegas next week at home.
Well, I think Seattle can come away from this game with higher hopes than they did going into it. They were able to go toe-to-toe with the class of the SFL, the number 1 team in this league right now. And Seattle was certainly capable of beating them. And really, it was just some key mistakes that stopped them from being able to do so. Not taking anything away from the Legion, they were able to make the plays when they had to win this ball game. And that's what you got to do at home.
That was the throw of the game right there to Smelzer in the back of the end zone. A couple of players stepped up big late. Heath McDaniel Jr., Smelzer. Tom Pepper, the player of the game, a 124 QBR. Hey, this ain't the Pepper you know from the past. He's having a phenomenal season. 23-34, 294, 3 touchdowns, and stayed clean tonight. For Rochelle Colston, Thomas Rahman, Stephen Mullinex, I'm Cameron Irvine. This has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. And come on, Stephen, you know what I need to end this broadcast.
Jazz hands.
No, not jazz hands.
Dilly, man.
There you go. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching.